let's get into this conversation. I want to talk about Twitter and Square to start the show off. So we've been talking about Square for the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
Today, news broke that Jack Dorsey is stepping down as CEO of Square.
Yeah.
So, what does that mean? And now is it time to buy Square?
How fitting was it that he put it out in a tweet? He made a tweet. Hey, I heard there was news that I'm leaving. I am.
Can't tank the stock. You got to leave on good terms. Short answers. I've been telling you guys Square's the new JP Morgan all year. Interesting fact, I was listening to Josh Brown earlier on CNBC, and he was like, when he took over as CEO, the stock price was at 45 8 years ago. Today, it was at $45. There is no competitive advantage that Twitter has over Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Tinder, Bumble, YouTube, which is part social media. I told you guys here a couple of weeks ago, you see that crystal ball glowing real bright, that he was either going to have to merge them or leave and just run one. Square would be the obvious pick. The value is a hell of a lot better. And because, of course, how valuable Bitcoin and crypto is going, he picked the better player of the two. That's why I tell you guys, like, you need a competitive advantage in the business for it to be viable, for you to put all your time, energy, and effort into.
Ian, let me just correction. He stepped down from Twitter, not Square.
Yeah, Twitter.
Let me just correct that.
I thought that's what you said.
I said Square.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I had you befuddled by my anger. I'm good now. No pineapple juice. I'm straight. I'm not gonna go off the rails. Shout out to Ally. I got it together. I got the purple in the back for y'all. See you all, Brazo. But Square is amazing. I've been telling you guys forever, and even when PayPal dropped first, you were like, "Hey, is Square's gonna rebound faster because it's a better company. Hold Square for the next 5 years, and you will be okay. I promise you."
Yeah. I mean, you wanted to. So the stock opened in 2013 at like $41. It's now at $45. So you're talking 8 years, and the stock has moved. Obviously, I mean, it hasn't made any money, right? So if you've had that stock the entire time, you've gained pretty much nothing. So they just couldn't figure out a way. They have a large user base. They have one of the biggest voices in social media, especially during that presidential cycle. But they just didn't have the money. So people were like, hey, well, he's leaving Twitter. He'll have more time for Square, right? More time for Square means more time for Bitcoin, which he said is if he wasn't doing either, that's where he was spending his time. Mm-hmm. So the writing's been on the wall, right? So I'm just taking you down a timeline, right, of how he's been hedging this thing on the whole time. So in 2018, Cash App, which is owned by Square, starts allowing users to buy and sell Bitcoin. In July, they created a new business dedicated to building decentralized finance. They called it TED, to be determined, right? It was TBD. That was the name of it, right? So its sole focus was making easy, permissionless, decentralized financial services. That's in July. In October, right, they jumped into the Bitcoin mining business. Okay, so there's been signs this whole time. They actually created a white paper for TBDEX. The next news that they broke, I think that was early this month, is that they're creating a hardware wallet. I'm like, okay, you see where his focus is. I'm telling you, right? All year. The writing has no
competitive advantage at all.
Right, like the writing has been on the wall. So if you were thinking, hey, I wonder if he's going to focus on Bitcoin now, and he has Square, so he's going to focus on that. They've been putting these signs out there the entire year, even the deal with Tyler.
Jay on the beach.
I was just saying, like, I was just going to when you would like. I'm like, yo, Jay is with Jack Dorsey. Something's happening, right? And then we saw the title deal, and you broke it down eloquently. I'm like, oh man, here it comes. And so we've been saying Square. And if you were in the Apollo Theater on Friday night, I put up on a jumbotron.
We're gonna go with that. Let's roll with it.
We're going with that. There was a jumbotron there, a big screen. When you looked at the call that I had, it was what company? Square. Why? Because we believe in it. And I told you, my brother Ian has been saying it, and I agree with him. And we told you exactly where I was going to get it at and how I was looking at it. The news breaks today. Be ready, y'all.
I spoke about Square on Kenny Burns. Shout out to my brother Kenny Burns. Yeah, shout out to my brother Kenny Burns. we spoke about Square today on Kenny Burns show because I knew it was a trending topic, and we spoke about it, several different times on Market Monday. So, yeah, it's been consolidating. We said this before, but it's been consolidating, and it is 25% off of its 52-week high.
We like that.
So be very mindful of Square if you're interested in it. Of course, do your research, understand what you're investing in before you invest. But
yeah. Can we talk about my company real quick?
204.23 and 190.41 are the two areas to get in. You guys would be good if I made money. Put yes in chat.
My DMs have been getting flooded. They're like, yo, Troy, look at Disney, look at Disney, look at Disney. Right? And I'm like, guys, I think you might be confusing me with the day trader. Right? My main focus of even speaking on Friday was to tell you that the market pays those who are patient. Right? If that was our number when we said 160, if I see that 143, Shadi talks about it all the time. What are we going to do? We're going to average down.
Yep.
And lo and behold, there's this guy on CNBC who has a stock club now who decides to put Disney as his pick going forward because shout out to Jim Cramer for sure. He put it as his pick. He told his whole club, look, Disney, if you're selling it now, you're short vision on it, right? It's kind of one of these companies where, and we know with the new variant, right? We can see things flipping around and people were concerned, but Disney ran up during the pandemic because of a streaming service, right? So if things open up, and at some point they obviously will, they're already
sell off those parks.
They're ready. They're already set up to succeed, right? They got a whole new cruise line that they've already announced for 2022. I think 92% of the missions are already sold out. They're primed to have a nice little run and come back. Shout out to everybody that was in there. You don't have to keep DMing me. I see it, y'all.
Shout out to Mickey.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mickey and Minnie, the Disney
I thought
Club.
You said shout out to me. I'm like, I'm on the energy tonight. We can do that. Disney 140.37. Hot take: Disney needs to get rid of some of those amusement parks and probably go down to one, probably the one in Florida. I know everybody's going to disagree, and then somebody else will say it, but I'm telling you now, if they get rid of that and focus more on streaming, they'll be a-okay. Hold it for long term.